Services, and I was asked some months ago to get the Veteran Service Officer here, Todd Connor. I think most of you already know Connor, but
Howdy.
he's a busy guy. It took me a while to get him here, but he's here. He's going to talk a little bit about all the stuff that's going on at the Veterans Office, and then I'm just going to give you a quick update on the funding and go from there.
Supervisors. My name is Todd Connor, Veteran Service Officer. Also in attendance is Veteran Service Representatives Mike Stark and Samantha G, who both work at the office, and also Commander of the VFW and Vice Commander of the American Legion. I'm here to give some information on some of the services that we provide to our veterans. I've given a handout to all of you that Mike and my staff had, myself and my staff had put together. Kind of gives a breakdown on compensation that we pay to include disability compensation. The veteran population is nearly 4,000, roughly 10% of the entire population, which is one of the highest per capita in the state. Just give you an idea of one of the main service-connected disabilities that we deal with as related to our Vietnam-era veterans. They're exposed to a toxic chemical called Agent Orange, dioxin. The U.S. has sprayed nearly 20 million gallons in an effort to kill vegetation in Vietnam. Studies have been found that the exposure to Agent Orange dioxin has been found to be a result of several different cancers and diseases, include diabetes, ischemic heart disease, non-Hodgkin's lymphoma, different sarcomas. And so some of these veterans who had served in country in Vietnam are now developing some of these conditions. Our job is to sit down with the veteran, collect and gather all medical records. If they're diagnosed with a heart disease or diabetes, we collect all those records and we send them into VA for evaluation. The medical staff team there at the VA hospital review it and make a determination of service connection based off of 0 to 100% scale. Just, depending on the severity of the illness or the disease, they'll pay accordingly to the scale. I listed that in the facts and services handout. Out of the 4,000 veterans that we serve, 488 veterans within the county are receiving disability compensation in the amount of $4.8 million annually. Has a breakdown from 10 to 100%, what the monthly payout is, and how many veterans are receiving per or each disability rating, and then the payout per month for those veterans. We also have been experiencing a lot of services to outlying counties to include Plumas and Modoc. Plumas County has roughly 2,000 veterans. Modoc County has roughly 900. Their disability compensation payouts is $3.45 million annually for Plumas, $1.8 million annually for Modoc. Now, how much of that do we contribute to that county? I'd be speculating if I gave you a number, but we do contribute to those figures as well. The reason why the veterans are traveling to our area mainly is because of the new VA clinic here in town. The other counties, the other surrounding counties don't have that healthcare access, so they come to us while they're here and stop at our office and see if they qualify for any other benefits. We had recently started a veteran ID program, a few months in the making. We've issued about 130 cards so far. Been rather successful. It allows veterans to access benefits from local vendors. Business offers a 10% discount to veterans. They're able to show that their veteran receive those benefits. It also brings the veterans into our office, and when they're there, we're able to sit down, provide them the information about the array of benefits that are available to our veterans. Another benefit that we help veterans receive is what's called a veterans pension. Now, many people would think that that's a retirement or some type of retirement annuity. It's not. It's for low-income veterans who make less than the federal poverty level set by Congress. That's approximately $12,500. Veterans who fall below that, VA will help them, reimburse them to get up to that level, that poverty level, so they could maintain their bills. And there's also a pension that's attached to, or there's also a benefit attached to the pension, which is called aid and attendance. The veteran has a disability and needs aid and assistance of someone with their daily needs, including help going to the bathroom, taking a shower, taking a bath. The VA will help pay that veteran to hire someone to provide those services. As I was saying before, a lot of veterans are coming to our area to receive VA healthcare services. The local Susanville clinic, I was unable to get the actual data from them, but I had a conversation with the main doctor there, and according to his information, they're treating 1,000 veterans, which is rather significant. Other services that we provide or that we help veterans receive is transportation. If they need a specialty treatment at the VA hospital in Reno, we coordinate with the van and get them right out there. Kind of a newer program that we recently started and help in conjunction with behavioral health. It's called a veteran peer program. We hired 4 veterans from the community, and we train them side by side with behavioral health specialists, staff, to be able to provide sit-down counseling sessions with veterans who are returning back from Iraq and Afghanistan, with, let's say, PTSD or TBI. And we were able to sit down with them, talk to them, and enroll them in any benefits that they could receive. It's been successful. Some of the education benefits. One education benefit is called the college fee waiver. It waives the dependence of a disabled veteran to attend any state university or any college within the United States, or excuse me, California. If the veteran has a service-connected disability and they want their child to go to UC Davis, their fees would be waived. So that's one of the main benefits that we work. We actually have a student, a Lassen County veteran, sending his son to UC Davis. And we all know that college is rather expensive. Burial benefits is something that we work alongside VFW and the American Legion. We actually just had 2 services on Saturday. We put together an honor guard. We do 21 gun salute. We present the flag, and we play the taps. We share the same building as VFW and the American Legion, so we're able to communicate. Veteran needs a few extra dollars. Struggling VFW, excuse me, the VFW and the American Legion have kind of like an emergency pot where they could help a veteran out in need. We recently started a social media site on Facebook. It gives us an opportunity to share some community events related to veterans, put pictures up. We have 528 likes. You know, you all have a Facebook account. You're more than welcome to look us up and to like us. There's some pretty good information on there. Some of our goals, if you see the back sheet, we're kind of look at the numbers for pension. I think we have 38 veterans within the community of Dawson County that are receiving a pension. A goal of mine is to seek out veterans who could qualify for pension. Like again, that's low-income veterans who could receive a stipend from the federal government to get them up to a poverty level. I wanted to make it a goal to raise that figure from 38 to however many there are in the county. We're going to be able to do that with the outreach services that we provide to the One Stops in Beaver, Westwood, and Furlong. So that's some of our main efforts, some of our goals. Another goal is to provide more information to veterans returning from Iraq and Afghanistan. The President has made it clear that he's going to be drawing down on troops. So we expect to see more veterans making the transition from military to civilian, and our office is usually that first stop. So we make the goal to snag those veterans and get them in and get them helped out. That's where we're at. Any questions from Supervisor?
Is there no VSO in Modoc, Thomas, and Sierra counties? Do they not have that office?
They do. They do have the VSO office, but they do not have any healthcare clinics or anything of that nature. And the VA, they usually recommend, or it's mandated that a veteran who's seeking disability compensation be given this what's called a C&P exam. As a VA physician, he does kind of the head-to-toe examination to determine the extent of the disability.
So we're getting a lot of their vets into our community just to get this exam to go to the next level into the VA in Reno.
Right.
And you said that they get 1,000 visits. Is that annual at the veterans?
I believe that's a total
Yeah.
number. I'm not sure if that's an annual figure or.
I'm just trying to figure out how much business we're getting from those visits, and it's a considerable amount.
Mhm.
People are coming to this veterans health clinic, and they're spending money. They're staying in our community, and they're shopping in our community.
Sure.
I've seen the efforts that Todd and his staff have made, and I got to tell you, it's above and beyond. They seek out a lot of these veterans that are very reluctant to have help. A lot of them are real reluctant to have help. And I really commend you guys on the job you guys do.
Thank you.
And I thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, appreciate this. I just wanted to point out that there's one typo that I want to fix before you distribute this on the facts and services sheet.
Okay.
On the column that says eligible veterans, if you go down to the bottom, there's 40 receiving the monthly payment of $2,816. That should be $112,640. But you have listed as 12,000.
We did find that
Yeah, we
incorrect.
corrected that error.
But Todd didn't hand them out.
I have a corrected version if you like that.
I have two.
Yeah, he gave us, it's right here.
Oh, I got the
They handed out another credit
Yeah.
Thank you.
And I'll do my best to keep the supervisors updated. Like I say, we're expecting more veterans coming to us, so expect these figures to increase. We have veterans, the figures for PTSD and TBI for returning veterans is 1 in 5. So we expect to see an increase in disability compensation for those disabilities.
I'd like to echo Mr. Hammond's compliment to you, Todd. I enjoy reading his columns in the paper. I follow him also through Facebook, and I have numerous opportunities to be in and around the Veterans Memorial Hall during the week, during the month, over a period of time. And I would say that the he and his associates have really stepped up the game, and I really think that, we've accomplished a lot here in recent months and recent years, and I'm really glad to see the focus and the attention is there. And I think there's a big need, and we're just scratching the surface of it. Working with the Behavioral Health Board, sitting on that as a representative from this board, and Veteran Services is very much in mind there, and I know Mel has worked real well to bring about partnerships of the various entities that are involved there. So I think we're doing a fabulous job, and I just want to thank Todd and commend him and the rest of his crew for doing the job they're doing, and look forward to seeing that grow and become even better.
Yes, the Calvet MHSA grant that they get and the matching funds we provide to behavioral health for the Veterans Peer Program has really boosted the numbers of veterans we've enrolled in a lot of programs, and it's been very helpful. I provided just a quick information on the budget there. It's for 13-14, we have $23,000 from the actual Department of Veterans Affairs in California. And that's typically based on this formula they have for work units. Basically, the more veterans they can enroll in services, the more we can get a little more money from the state on that. And then we have the $20,000 from the Mental Health Services Act through Calvet, and then we have the $20,000 from our own Mental Health Services Act funding. And then in the general fund, there's $92,955 for a total of $155,955. We are anticipating receipt of our first Medi-Cal Administrative Activity Funds either late October, early November. And we're kind of excited to see what that'll be and where that might take us in the coming years. What we are hoping to do with that is come back for a budget adjustment, maybe start paying Todd a living wage, and see if we can increase some hours for his staff so that we can continue to keep veterans getting enrolled.
So when would you anticipate that will come back? What did you say?
I would imagine we'd be here in November, December for a mid-year adjustment to the budget.
Oh, very good.
Melody, you have a pretty receptive board for that.
Yeah, I figured as much. Well, it's something we've wanted to do for a while, but we needed to have plenty of activity over there to justify that. And we've
You
got
got
it.
that.
Todd and
You
his
got
crew are
that.
doing a great job. The Veterans Peer folks are doing an awesome job bringing people in.
Yeah.
Down there at the bottom of the fact sheet, I included my phone number and email. If there's any questions or anything that come up, feel free to give me a call.
Yeah, I love the opportunity to be able to support with my vote, so you guys go into December.
Some sheets here to hand out if anybody wants some.
Thank you.
Thank you, Bob.
Okay. Yeah, hi.
I'm Moose Mueller for a few you don't know who I am. And I want to say that when you asked about the appointments, for me, for example, I'm on blood thinner. So that saves me 12 trips a year going down to, all the way down to Reno. The other thing is, my flu shots, if I need to see a doctor for something, it's right here in town. And it has really helped me out because each trip is not only expensive, but I'm pretty much disabled, and that's a long day for me. And I really appreciate how good they're doing, and I feel that, I know they would like another slot, and I pray and hope that they get it, because I feel that they've really done well in serving our needs. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Mr. Chairman, my name is Mike Starr. I'm with the Alaska County Veteran Service Office, have been working there since 2009, part-time. I have a handout here I'd like to give to the board, make sure that everyone receives a copy of this. This is all public information that was, and it's just as you receive this, you're going to notice there's a couple highlighted spots at the bottom here. I'll wait till everyone gets one of those.
We already have it.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
I see. Well, anyway, down here at the bottom, you'll see the veteran service officer is a department head. And he has a pay scale of 16. Now, as you glance through this, you're gonna look at the rest of these, department heads, and you're gonna go, oh my, they're in 30s. They're in the 40. And this department, we're talking about somebody that brings into this community how many millions of dollars a year? I heard almost $5 million, and that's just what's bringing into this county. And his budget's $155,000 a year. That's low. That's a small budget. That's a very small budget. And then we bring in these people from these other counties. They come to us from Lake Elmo, they come from Chester. Maybe we have somebody that comes over from Fall River Mills, but they like us over here. They come all the way from Hallelujah Junction. They come here. Tom, you're right. They come by your store. They come by. Anybody knows here that a dollar that's in this, we're talking about $5 million that comes in as tax-free income that's spent. When that money's spent in here, how many times does that turn over in this community? A lot. Okay, let's go back through and see why this was this way. What happened back years ago when this office started, most of these people that worked in this office were retired military personnel. You know, we go back to Chet Spiegel. He was retired Air Force. He was receiving his Air Force retirement, so he had a part-time, he had a job here, working here, and so they kept his salary down. They said, he doesn't need money, he's got his Air Force retirement, we'll pay him a little bit. Then we went to Larry Rogers. He's retired military. Worked out at Sierra Army Depot. Worked out there for retired military. This was his money. He enjoyed doing the job, and he did it for a long time. Then we went to Mike Snyder. Mike Snyder, same thing, retired military. His wife worked out at her long. They both had federal retirements, and he was working this. Didn't have to worry about a lot of money. Then next came Susan Hawkins. Susan Hawkins came to work here, and she said, my God, this is a lot of work. Not only do I have a caseload, I have to do all these reports, federal and state reports to CDBA and everything else like this. And she started looking around. She said, my God, there's a position over here at Behavioral Health that pays about twice as much as this, and I don't have to, I'll still have a caseload, but I don't have to do all the rest of that stuff. Bam, she's gone. Todd comes in here. The requirements for this job, you need a college education. Todd has a college education. And plus he's put in 3 or 4 years of military service. How many years is that? That's about 7, 8 years preparing for a job like this, and we're paying them like this. It's time to pay the piper. We're going to have to move them up here. You've seen this. You see the money he's generating here. I would ask that this inequity be resolved. I'm sure the rest of the veterans in this room, the people in this room will agree with me 100% that it's time that we move up and make this, the salary that he's getting paid, you can't even raise a family on. Any questions?
Mr. Chairman, I'd like to respond to that. First of all, I totally appreciate that. In fact, it's an issue that, some of the members of the board have already communicated to county administration that we want to see changed. And that's going to be taking place regardless of whether you're here today or not. But I appreciate you being here and expressing that. And I think that the arrangement, I go back even farther than your list, going back to Joe Spears, a retired Navy, had the job for 20 years. At the time with the retirement programs that they're in, there's a cap as to what the retirees can earn without affecting the amount of their retirement. And so it was at the request of those various retirees that the salary was kept kind of low. But I think the recognition, and I think Mel Brawley should be given credit for it, and I think the board as a whole, in terms of discussing at budget time, is that instead of relying on retirees to provide the service, we need to have somebody younger, somebody who's fresh out of the service, as Todd demonstrates, somebody who has the connectivity to deal with the new generation of vets that are coming into our community, to get them engaged in the services. And I think that's where we're seeing the growth in the numbers. And I think we recognized early on when we made that paradigm shift of trying to recruit somebody younger rather than relying on the retirees who have the pensions but have caps as to how much they can earn in addition to their pension. And that was the way the program had been structured. So I think that particular inequity you're talking about is going to be addressed, should be addressed, and is in the process of being addressed. The good news is that we want to see people like Todd and others like him who come along to be engaged in this particular program. So we're in the process of actually building and expanding it. And I think the report that he presented here just a bit ago is an indication of where this program has really matured in the last couple of years. And that's something that I think has been looked to and has been encouraged, and I think it should be respected that way. So hopefully the request that you have will be accommodated. I think county administration has already been given that task, and hopefully we'll be coming back to the board with the appropriate personnel action.
You know what, I would not come before the board here and not have a solution in my mind. You know, you bring them a problem, people bring problems, but they never come with a solution. I've got a solution. You know what? It's a finder's fee. You know, he brings in $5 million, 10% of that would be just about right. What do you think?
Well, I think the veterans I think the veterans who are receiving the $5 million aren't going to be interested in getting that. So let's keep their $5 million and let's find some other source to be.
They're spending that $5 million in this county, and we know that for every dollar earned and brought in tax-free like that, changes hands how many times? Anybody in business knows that. It's 7 times or something like that? Yeah, so I think, okay, make it a 5% finder's fee. Thank you.
Now you're talking.
Yeah. I'd like to see us agendize this, Richard.